topics and its sequence, how it will be taken in this course was understood in the yesterday class. And then we had an understanding of what exactly chakra means. It literally meaning a wheel, a disc, and it being referred to a spinning energetic activity which emanates from the major nerve ganglia which branches from the spinal column. And we spoke about in this course that we will be talking about only 7 chakras which are located at the base of the spine till the top of the head. We will be also referring during our practice session about the different kinds of minor chakras that we are going to come across and how the chakra has a vortex of energy it is functioning. About these things in a very brief understanding we came to know in the yesterday's session. The 7 chakras that we are going to talk in detail, in depth, is this picture that you are seeing on your screen. It starts from the Mooladhara. We go from in the ascending order from down to up. So we are speaking about the root chakra, which we call as Mooladhara. We will be talking about the Swadhisthana chakra, which is referred as navel center. We will be discussing more on the Manipura chakra, which is also called as solar plexus, Anahata heart chakra, throat chakra, the Vishuddha, the broad chakra or the third eye called as Ajna, and crown chakra, the Sahasrara. So these are the chakras which in this course we will be dealing in depth. To understand where is its existence in our body, we had an understanding of Panchakosha theory yesterday's class, where we referred as the name itself is self-explanatory. We understood that we are made up of 5 layers of body, which is existing in 3 planes of in the 3 planes. That is the gross body, which we call it as the Stula Sharira, the subtle body, which is called as Sukshma Sharira, and the spiritual self of ourself or the causal body, which we call as Karana Sharira. The gross body, what we are having, the physical self, the body that we can relate to easily, comes under the Stula Sharira. And whatever that we are talking in terms of subtleness or the energy field, the Sukshmate or the subtlety, that comes under Sukshma Sharira. And under this section we have 3 bodies coming across, that is Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha and Vijnanamaya Kosha. All these 3 bodies comes under the Sukshma Sharira. And the spiritual self of ourself, the causal body, the karmic body, comes on the last layer, that is Anandamaya Kosha, which is called as Karana Sharira. And referring this Panchakosha to the subject that we are dealing, the chakra concept and its all accessories or the other kind of supporting tool mechanism all comes under the Sukshma Sharira. So in this course throughout, we will be exploring more about the Pranamaya, the Manomaya and the Vijnanamaya Kosha. So that is what yesterday we understood. The second layer just outside of the Annamaya. Yes, please.
Which was the third, sorry, first you said Sukshma Sharira, Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, which is the third one you said?
Karana Sharira.
Karana Sharira.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, but just a request that if we can keep all the, I know this is a very important question, but still it will be nice that if we can have the question ask session at the end of it, or you can put me in a chat box. Okay. So it's just a request. So Panchakosha, this is called as the second layer, which is just immediately after the Annamaya Kosha this comes. This is very subtle. That means it can be subjectively experienced but cannot be shown in a concrete terms to another person. It is more sensed as a prana, as a breath at the gross level. And it consists of the different keywords that we are going to talk in this course, that is about pranic energy, the nadis, the chakras. About these three things, it is part of Pranamaya Kosha. Now today's topic, we will be talking about the history of chakras. So an understanding that normally what happens whenever we talk of chakras, or if we have studied yoga, the mindset will be that we have either Shat chakra or the 7 chakras. This is our usual understanding. But when we explore this topic and want to know its depth and its origin, the roots of it, it is an amazing journey. We get to know that it has been originated in our own country almost more than 4,000 years ago. Since ours was an oral tradition system of imparting the knowledge base, tracing the exact dates is very difficult. This concept is found in the early traditions of Hinduism. It is mentioned in our Vedas, our Upanishads, and our Yoga Sutras, the yoga text. But the thing is that our whole focus goes on the body improvement, the gross body beautification, putting more aspects, or looking at the aspects from the health viewpoint. In this kind of method of studies, somewhere these concepts has been ignored or not has been brought to forefront. We have to understand, as a yoga practitioner, the knowledge of chakra is very important, because it is considered as the focal point which is used in the meditation practices right from our ancient times, from Tantra or the inner traditions of the Hinduism. So, before I go to the chakras in various traditions, there are certain things that I would like to talk about the chakra. First thing, there are certain myths that we have to remove, that there is not just one chakra system in our original tradition itself. It's not something that the people have modified or created kind of thing. Probably we could only discover the different energy centers operating in our, as we contemplate or experiment in our body. But when we explore the original tradition, we come across that this system is not a single method system. There are many. The theory of the subtle body, the energy centers, which we call chakra, is also named in different tradition in different ways. It is called Padma, that is the lotus. It is called Adhara. It is called Lakshya, that is focal point. And it comes from a different tradition of Tantric Yoga, and many branches of this tradition has been articulated as a different chakra system. Oh yes. None of you reminded me about the recording aspect, and I also forgot. Okay, I'm really sorry for that. Okay. The one that is missed out, I have a different recording for that. I will put it so you won't be missing anything. Next time, if you don't see the record button on, just one of you can remind me.
This call is now being recorded.
Okay. So what are we understanding? We are understanding that chakra is not a single system method or single school form. It has, when we explore the original tradition, it has many in number. How can we understand? We have 4 chakra system, 5 chakra system, 6 chakra, 7, 9, 10, 12, 21, 28, and so on, and the number goes up to 13 chakra system also we have, and the number goes on up to 114 as of now. And if one wants to explore this 114 chakras, you have to refer the work by Dr. Amit Ray. Okay, but here this is all an information, because I don't want to put a thought process that only 7 chakra system, I will be purely talking about 7 chakra system. No, there are different kind of systems. Each practitioner, like how similar into our yoga practices or in our sacred worship practices, how we are confined to a particular school method, offering our worship or reverence to a particular deity, the nature of the practitioner and the nature of practice defines a different school system. Based on the practitioner's aims and objectives, he would select that kind of chakra system method. Now, if we explore the very yoga method itself, in yoga it is not called Sapta Chakras, it is called as Shat Chakras. Means we are speaking about only those chakras which are connected to the body, not about the chakra which is not connected to the body. The name is Dr. Amit Ray. AMIT. I'll put it in the chat box. No, not to worry, but later on I'll do that thing. Last 15 minutes I'll keep it for it. So I'm purely focusing on what I'm doing. So different chakra system, as I said, it depends on the individual practitioner's personal intentions. The reason why he wants to target his practices in awakening the energy centers. Why, what, based on that, the methodology changes. So, speaking about this, we spoke from the yoga viewpoint that in the yoga it is about Shat chakras. The chakras that are connected to the spine, that are connected to the body system, only that is being focused. But when we speak of healing energy systems like Reiki, we speak about 7 energy system. 7 energy system chakra is quite popular in the Western method of understanding this healing concept. But when we go for a pranic healing system, I hope all the pranic healers, if at all, if any one of you are there in this group, will understand they operate through 11 chakras. Okay, so each school method, what is their objective, what is the mission that they are carrying? So they are targeting the different energy centers in their body or in their self as the focal point and use it during their meditations and stimulate it or enhance the power behind it. So that is how this is working. Another myth is that the chakra systems are prescriptive, not descriptive. When we explore the Sanskrit works or the Sanskrit sources, we are not getting this kind of modified or a simplified version that you are getting in a classroom training. The classroom training or a person who is already a practitioner who also has a versatility of his previous experience of learning the meditation or the yoga practices or other kind of different things that he would have learned in healing the body, he would have incorporated and based on his experiential realities, he would have correlated that this chakra works for this kind of emotional purposes or other kind of associations he would create. But if we are strongly looking for that kind of associations of chakra with the psychological state, we may not find as exactly as it is interpreted in the current scenario in the Sanskrit sources. So that gives us an understanding that chakras are prescriptive in nature, it is not descriptive. They don't literally describe what's in the subtle body, but in fact they give you an instruction as to how to work with it. This is one thing that we should be aware before we explore the different traditions of chakras. When we speak of the functions of it, it uses a template for nyasa. Nyasa is a practice of touching the part of the body while chanting the mantras in order to instill particular energies in those areas. People who have a custom from their childhood, from their upbringing in the childhood itself, when they are performing the worship, they also involve adding nyasa during their practices of prayers or worshipping process. They very well know this concept of nyasa. So the main function of the chakra system, be it from any school, It is rather more used as a template, especially in the Hindu practice, for touching the different parts of the body, chanting the mantras, and trying to instill particular energies in those areas. And here, the Matrika Nyasa, a core practice from Sri Vidya Tantric tradition, works for the mindful, embodied awareness, mantra, and the chakra system. What is this practice talking about? It is a very powerful and a transformative energetic practice which cleanses our mind of latent and unwanted impressions. It helps us to deconstruct our egoic patterns and helps in empowerment to the mind, body, and our subtle energy system. So this is how a blend of different add-on techniques on within the chakra system enables us to utilize the benefit of awakening the energies in different methods. So these are about the different things that we are supposed to know about chakras. Now let me come to this screen, let me show to you. On your screen you're seeing chakras in various traditions. We have Sapta chakras, we have 5 chakras, we have 6 chakras, we have 10 main chakras. We have 9 chakra systems in the Natha cult, where the Natha Yogi tradition teaches that there are 9 major chakras. And these 9 chakras are called as actual 9 gates of the body, which is spoken about in the ancient scriptures. And if we speak about 5 chakra system, this comes from Vajrayana Buddhism, which is a system of 5 chakra, which is common among the mother class of tantras. And these 5 chakras have, along with the correspondence, you can see on the screen itself, it is referred as, those 5 chakras are the basal chakra, the abdominal one, the heart, the throat, and the crown. The basal chakra is connected to the earth element. It is also called as Amoga Siddhi. Referring to this Bija mantras, we will come in the later sessions, just giving you an understanding of how the 5 chakra system is there. In that aspect, if you know this slide, that's more than enough for now. Abdominal chakra is called as Ratna Sambhava. Heart chakra is also called as Akshobhya. Throat chakra is called as Amitabha. Crown chakra, Vairochana. So if we open the Buddhist text or the Buddhist culture, there also we have a lot of information about the chakra system, where they operate with 4 chakra, 5 chakra, 10 chakra. They also have a different chakra methods that is being incorporated. Now if we try to understand from the Natha cult, they speak about the 9 chakra methods. What are these 9 chakra methods? When I am talking about 7 chakra, I will give you an explanation of how the extended 9 chakras goes. This is about the 10 chakra system. What are the different 10 chakras? Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddhi. Yes? Yes?
Can you make the screen full? Can you make the presentation screen full?
Right now,
so we can see
I can zoom it for you because I can zoom it.
So if you can.
The reason is it does not help me to go on a full screen. I tried.
If you go in the presentation mode and slideshow, if you select the slideshow, you will be able to see the full screen.
Okay.
If you can.
I can, but problem is that I have few informations behind my screen which I am keeping it for my reference. Since those screens are open, so it will be a difficult thing for me. Tomorrow I'll make an arrangement for that, and I will give you these slides for your class. Okay? Yeah. But I'll try zooming it up for you if it is okay. Just a second. Is this much zoom okay? Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
thank you.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So, before I go to this 10 chakra system and all, let me come in an order, in a descending order. There is a 28 chakra system which Gorakshanatha presents. He comes with an elaborate description of this ethereal chakra system, which is actually drawn from the Upanishads, the Agama, the Tantra, the older yogic text. And this study of Goraksha school's chakra system is actually based on Goraksha Shataka, Goraksha Paddhati, and Hatha Yoga Pradipika and Vairata Purana. So, giving you the reference, this chakra is not something modern or something that is a pseudoscience, no. We have a scriptural base for it. And our own Hatha Yoga text has been speaking about it in terms of 28 chakra system. Later on, if people are interested, I can share the reference for it. But right now, this is for an information sake because most of you are an aspiring yoga teacher. Then comes the 12 chakra system. 12 chakra system, what happens? There is an additional earth star below the root chakra, and above the crown chakra there is an additional of 3 more chakras. Soul star chakra, in fact 4 more chakras: soul star chakra, universal chakra, the galactic chakra, and the divine gateway chakra. To put it in a small mode, what 7 chakras understanding we have, below that one more chakra is being added, has the earth star, which connects us to the earth energy. This functions that of root chakra, similar functions we can find with the earth star. To connect us to the upper and more higher energies, we have 4 more chakras that is being placed above our Sahasrara chakra, which is called as soul star chakra, universal chakra, the galactic chakra, and the divine gateway chakra. When we speak of soul star, it is about how we begin to move outside the body for the soul star chakra, where its location is just above the head. It is actually located on the stellar pathway, which is also called as the seat of the soul. And this chakra allows us for higher energies to move down into the body and through the other chakras. Speaking about the universal chakra, this helps in connection for our universal flow of energy. And this chakra is also responsible for powerful healing and psychic abilities. When it is practiced and worked on this chakra, these kind of qualities within a person is aroused. Then comes a galactic chakra. This chakra is also called as channel for prophecy. And this is just located above the universal chakra. And this allows for communication with higher beings. And this is associated with advancing with the development of spiritual skills, the manifestation, and the energy healing. And the last chakra in this 12 chakra system is called as the divine gateway chakra. This is about the universal chakra and the pinnacle of our chakra system, which gives us the complete spiritual accession. With the activation of this chakra, our communications with energies and beyond becomes a free-flowing and unhindered. This in fact helps open up for the exploration of the world that is beyond. So you can just refer to 12 chakra system. You will definitely get a lot of information about this. And if at all you want any help from my end, this can be provided as a reference material. Probably in the end of the session, we can work on this additional information basis. Coming to the 10 chakra system, it is an 800, it comes from an 800-year-old text, a 16th century text called Sangeeta Ratnakara by Sarangadeva. And this in fact is the only Sanskrit text that associates specific emotional and mental states, what we call as bhavas, with these specific chakras. More precisely, what we are calling as the petals of chakra. How the emotional associations can be associated, the different mental states can be associated, what is the function of petal, and how is it governing each state of our mind and emotions. About this information we have in this particular text called Sangeeta Ratnakara by Sarangadeva, which talks about not 7 but 10 chakras. Okay. Then we have 9 chakra system. The 9 chakra systems comes from Natha cult, and this acts as a major factors in the subtle energy system of human being, which rules our power centers